Okay, Joe, there's not a whole ton of difference between these two boats. It's just subtle. Okay, like the remote, the stereo remote has the same functionality. It just has different buttons. So you have your blower switch. You wait for the 3 beeps when you turn it over. The main difference with this one is it might spook you a little bit. The readout on this gauge might say that you have a service engine thing going on. If you don't start the motor right away, but just do the 3 beeps. As soon as you start the motor, that goes away. You're scrolling through. The readouts are slightly different. Right now we have 63 gallons in this boat. I'm going to go try and fill it up. 1.6 hours. You can see it works very much similarly to what happens in the Cobalt. Over here you have analog gauges. This is water temp, fuel gauge, and trim. Dimmer switch, bilge pump on or automatic. There is no off. Engine hatch. This one has an electric engine hatch motor. These are lights for the radar arch. This turns on the GPS. This is trim tabs. If you have everybody sitting on one side of the boat, you can make the left side of the bow go down or up. These indicator lights show you the position of the trim tabs. This is the windlass switch. If you operate the windlass, I recommend that you do it at the front of the boat. There are 2 round switches up there, along with a safety catch, so it's just easier to operate up there. Joe, if you want to operate the windlass, first you have to disconnect this safety. That will then free this up to be able to operate. Here's your up and down switches. That switch is down, this switch is up. All you do is let out as much as you want and take in as much as you want. And then after you're through taking it in, there's no cleat here. You probably should tie the rope to this cleat. Joe, this is a vacuum flush style head. In order for this to operate, you have to have both the fresh water switch and the toilet switch on. These two. What you do is you lift up on the pump to bring water into the bowl, depress the plunger to flush the bowl. Roxana says she's probably not going to use it, but you never know. Right now we're running her about 3,500 RPMs and about 26 miles an hour. This is a 5,700 RPM boat, so you're going to cruise her more like 4,000 to get fast planing speeds. The battery switch is similar to the battery switch operation on the Cobalt, with the exception of this. You actually have a 1, a 2, and an all. I wouldn't pay too much mind to it. If you are running the boat, I guess I would say switch it to 1. 1 is the cranking battery. If you are anchored, switch it to 2. That's the house battery. So that you're pulling off only the 2. Since it has a DVSR, just like with the Cobalts, if you have it switched to 1, battery 2 also will be charged. Lifting the engine hatch switch is located on the dash rather than in the back of the boat as on the Cobalt. This is a different engine, your big block 380. It has enclosed cooling, so you do have an add-fill line for the closed cooling system. Your batteries are over here. That's the vacuum flush tank. There's really not much that you have to think about this weekend. It has the oil dipstick, etc., in the same place as the 320.